I did not have a wedding ring. I actually used my engagement ring. On top of that, we did not have a white wedding until today, 11 years later. Dumelang, welcome to my channel. My name is Joey Dlamini. If you are returning, thank you so much. If you are new here, I hope you will consider subscribing. So it is story time today. We are on the couch. Guys, I cannot believe that this weekend I will be celebrating 11 years of marriage. And the reason why I am still in shock that I'm actually married for 11 years is because no one really thought that I will get married growing up. And the main reason was that I was never domesticated. I've never been that child who loves cleaning, cooking. I didn't even have a dream of seeing myself getting married. I remember growing up, one of the things I always said was that I am going to go to school, varsity, start working. I'm going to have money to take care of my sister and my mom. And that was the plan for me. I remember my best friend, Kateo. She used to say, Chomi, wena, you will have lots of money while I'm going to get married and have lots of kids. But look at God, He's got a sense of humor. 11 years later, I am here and I love being a mom, I love being a wife. What are some of the lessons that I had to unlearn during my journey of marriage? Number one is that the wedding day is just that. It's a wedding day. It is not your marriage. How your wedding day looks like, it does not determine the kind of marriage that you are going to have. As I had already mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did not have a wedding ring. I had my engagement ring, which I took for them to clean it so that it looked all nice and pretty. We did not have a white wedding because when we looked at our finances, it was like, no, it's not working. So I had a beautiful traditional wedding where my family was there, my loved one was there. One of the decisions that I made, and a lot of people did not like it, I did not have alcohol in my side of the family for the wedding. And people are like, oh, we are not going to come if there's no alcohol. And I said to them, it's fine, guys, as long as me and hubby, my family, and the priest are there, the wedding is going ahead. Sometimes we worry so much about the wedding day. We worry about our family's expectations, our friends, our colleagues, what are people going to say, that we forget that it is just a day. It's a formality. It does not determine the marriage that you are going to have. My advice to you, if it's possible, please do home affairs. One of the things that I loved about the lockdown was that afterwards, because of the limitations of number, a lot of people, they went to home affairs or they had small intimate ceremonies with people they actually love. You know how sometimes, especially as Black people, we can have this big celebration and you are walking around, it's like, I don't know this person. Who is this person? So if you are getting married, please do not stress so much about the day more than the marriage. It's possible. If you want a small intimate thing, don't worry about what people are going to say. At the end of the day, it is your marriage. So you know what you are capable of. After our wedding, one thing that made us so happy, I remember during the preparation, my colleagues used to comment that I am so relaxed for a bride. I'm not panicking. And the reason why I was not panicking is because I knew what I wanted. I was not going overboard. I understood my budget. I understood our budget. I understood what was happening. And most importantly, it was about joining us together, guys. Even if I did not have a dress or anything like that, I was just going to rock up whatever, look nice, and get married to my man. Because the main thing, it was about us getting married. That's it. All the other things, they are an icing on top. Don't let society pressure you to go into debt or to do something that you know that you are not ready for. Number two, one thing I had to unlearn is that no one can complete you. And you know what? Getting into marriage, I had this unexpected, this unrealistic expectation from my husband to complete me, which was unfair on him, because after all, he is just a human being. And I'm also a human being. He's not perfect. He's got his mistake, same as me. So I had to learn very quickly that he cannot complete me. He cannot fulfill me. If I am not happy with myself, there's nothing really he can do. And I remember we had an argument one time, and I was telling him how, I expected him to be this guy after I grew up without my father. And he said to me that, unfortunately, baby, I can't be your father. Yeah, he is honest. At that moment, I was very angry with him. But when I was reflecting, I realized that he is right. He cannot be my father. He cannot heal me from what happened. He cannot take that role. He can be my husband, he can be my friend, he can be my partner, but he can never be my father. So if you are considering marriage, or if you are already married, think about it. Are you expecting your partner to be something that they are not supposed to be? They can complement you, they can be, they can complement you. They can be part of something that it fits whatever the picture that you have, but they cannot make you whole. When you enter into marriage, you should already be someone who knows who they are, who understand where they are going, who knows their dreams and their goals. And I think this is also related to parenting, because I remember after we had our son, I forgot about myself. I forgot about my purpose and my goals while Habi continued. And there was a time where I resented him, because I felt like I'm making all these sacrifices when he is not doing that. And as much as I wanted to blame him, but it was on me, because he never really asked me, hey baby, stop doing that, stop going after your goals. No, it was me. I was like, hey, I'm the wife, I'm going to make sure that I do 1, 2, 3. And I think it's an expectation that we get from society. I don't know about you and your culture. I remember in my family, they will say that as a wife, you must do this. As a wife, you must take care of your husband. And one of the things I had to unlearn was that I don't need to make him interested in me. I don't need to perform things, jump up and down, make sure that I look sexy, make sure that I look pretty, so that I will keep his interest. As much as he's not doing the same thing, I shouldn't have to. We should, both of us, pursue, make sure that we are investing in our marriage. But it should not be that thing that alone, as a wife, I'm expected to carry our marriage. And this past 11 years, it has helped me to see that. And I think that is why we are still standing, but also because of God's grace. I'm not going to take all the credit, guys, because, hey, it's a marriage. The other point that I have is that, when you are dating and someone says, I don't like 1, 2, 3, or my values are like this, and you say, it's okay, but I love him. Or women, usually we will think, I will change him, when we get married, he will see how serious I am about him or us, and then he will turn around. One thing that I have learned is that you cannot change someone who does not want to be changed. If they don't see anything wrong with the way they are not suddenly going to change because when you have decided that they are wrong. So you need to be sure, if you are going to get married to someone, if you are going to commit to someone, it means that you have accepted them, faults and all. If it's a deal breaker for you, rather don't go in thinking that you are going to change them later on, because you are going to be disappointed. And also, when you are dating, sometimes you don't really care about a person's values. This one, especially when it comes to spirituality and religion, when you are dating someone who's not a Christian, and you are okay with it, because it's like you are dating. But once you have kids and you are married, you realize that it matters, because now you've got these kids. You have to decide, how are we raising them, what values are we teaching them? And that person is like, but I've always been this person, I've never lied to you. Then what do you do? So make sure that the person that you want to get married to, you have the same values. And if you are already married, it is never too late to have the conversation and to see where you can meet each other. And that comes to my next point, which is you need a lot of compromise, forgiving each other. And I'm not even talking about the big things, I'm talking about the small things. That we are all individuals, we come from different families, and sometimes how we do things, it is so different. And it's the small things that make you angry. Sometimes you don't walk away because of the big things. You don't walk away because a person cheated or a person is emotionally abusive or whatever. Sometimes you walk away because this person, they do not know how to put their clothes in the basket. And I've been telling them for the past 10 years, and still they are still throwing their things around. Sometimes you walk away because you've been asking for date night and it's like it's not happening. So focus on the small things and talk about them from the beginning. If you want part 2, I can do it on another day, but I think that's enough for today. Which one resonates with you? Have you experienced this? So I'm planning a weekend away for me and hubby, because I had to learn that anniversaries and birthdays, my husband is not about that, especially his birthday. When we met, he was like, I don't even celebrate my birthday. I had to explain that, okay, for me, I love celebrating birthdays and I would appreciate if you do that. Now I've taken it upon me to be the organizer of his birthday and our anniversary, because I love celebrating those moments. And there was a time I used to feel like, in social media, you'll see other wives and their husband will plan these trips and these nice things. And then you start feeling like, oh, kesono kadna. But I've decided that this is one of the things that I can give back to us, because there are a lot of things that he does for us as a couple, as a family. So this is one of the ways that I can contribute to our marriage. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching until so far, guys. Please don't forget to like, to comment, and to share with others. Yeah, thank you.